Matthew 28, verse 10, the risen king and the dawn of the new age. Matthew records that after the Sabbath, as the first day of the week began to dawn, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to see the tomb. The setting is the quiet moment at the close of Israel's sacred day and the beginning of a new day. The Sabbath represented the completion of the Old Covenant order, a system of law, sacrifice, priesthood, and temple that had governed Israel for centuries. As the dawn breaks, the narrative signals that something greater than the former order is emerging. The women come to the tomb not expecting resurrection, but mourning the one who had been crucified. From their perspective, the story had ended in death. Yet the events that follow reveal that the crucifixion was not defeat, but the decisive accomplishment of redemption. Matthew tells us that there was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone and sat on it. The earthquake language echoes the prophetic imagery often used when God acts in judgment and deliverance. It signals divine intervention and the shaking of an old world. The angel rolling away the stone was not to release the risen Christ, for he had already risen, but to reveal that the tomb was empty. The angel's appearance is described with language of brilliance and power. His countenance was like lightning, and his clothing as white as snow. The guards who had been stationed to secure the tomb were terrified and became like dead men. The irony is striking. Those assigned to guard a dead body appear lifeless, while the one who had been crucified is alive. The angel addresses the women with words of assurance. "Do not be afraid, for I know that you seek Jesus who was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said." The resurrection is presented as the fulfillment of Jesus' own words. Throughout his ministry, he had foretold his death and resurrection. What had been promised now stands accomplished. The angel invites the women to come, see the place where the Lord lay. The empty tomb stands as testimony that death has been conquered. The grave could not hold the one who had come as the representative and fulfillment of Israel's story. The message continues. Go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead, and indeed he is going before you into Galilee. The risen Christ gathers his followers again. Though they had scattered in fear, the resurrection restores them to the unfolding plan of God. Matthew departed quickly from the tomb with fear and great joy. Their fear reflects awe at the divine event they have witnessed, while their joy reflects the realization that the one they followed lives. As they go to deliver the message, the risen Jesus himself meets them. His first word is simple yet profound: rejoice. The presence of the risen Lord confirms the angel's message. The women respond by taking hold of his feet and worshiping him. This gesture shows both the reality of his bodily resurrection and the recognition of his authority and glory. Jesus then repeats the instruction given by the angel. Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brethren to go to Galilee, and there they will see me. Notably, he calls the disciples my brethren, even though they had abandoned him during his arrest. The resurrection reveals the completeness of the work that had been accomplished. The relationship between the risen Christ and his followers is not defined by their failure, but by his finished work. Matthew's account presents the resurrection as the turning point in the story of redemption. The crucified Messiah now stands alive, confirming that the mission entrusted to him has been fulfilled. The empty tomb declares that death has been defeated, the promises of God have been realized, and the long-anticipated victory of the Messiah has begun to unfold.